Hello, dear friends. I've been quiet for a few days, thinking a lot about the murder of Renee Nicole Good. It hit hard because I am the family member of a murder victim, and I know from personal experience what it is like to lose a loved one to senseless violence. Also, in the last 14 months, I've attended 4 different parole-related hearings having to do with this crime, so I'm very tender. At dinner tonight, my family and I were talking about the situation in Minneapolis, the absolutely horrendous Gestapo-like techniques of ICE, and what we can do. And I found myself saying, we can only do what we can do. So one family member is a psychology student who specializes in the treatment of trauma. And I said, there are going to be a whole heck of a lot of people needing your help. But what can I do? And I remembered, because of my experience surviving the murder of someone I dearly loved, I felt moved to start speaking about capital punishment and how, in my experience, it harms the survivors. That's a different topic. I'll talk about that some other time. But I saw, this was quite a few years ago, there was there was a measure that was going through my state legislature to change the death penalty to life without possibility of parole. And I sent an email to one of the organizations of victims that were active in this. One email. The next thing I knew, I was in my state capitol going around and talking to legislators with an advocate, like a death penalty focused person, and someone who had been convicted, wrongly convicted, of a capital crime. The next thing I knew, I was talking to the city council of a neighboring town. The next thing I knew, I was talking to law students at 2 nationally renowned law schools. The next thing I knew, I had been invited as a guest at an international conference on the death penalty. One email, one time, and then all I did was say yes. So you may have what you are called to do, or you may still be asking yourself, how can I counter such reckless violence? One email, say yes. Your story will undoubtedly be different from mine, but I encourage you to stay open as the way is before you. Say yes to taking back our country. Say yes to standing up for the lives and the rights of your fellow inhabitants. I won't limit that to citizens, your fellow human beings. Say yes and stay strong. Be well.